When I was younger, all I wanted to do was be in the sea and surf. I wanted to be the best and just prove people wrong. And anyone said that you can't do it because you're blind. I'm totally blind in this eye, and I have around 10 degrees of vision in this eye. It's like looking through a pinhole. It was very much, there's no excuses in life. You need to survive, get on with it. My ambition is to be world champion. I moved to Cornwall when I was 8. Dad decided that we'd have a better quality of life down here. I haven't looked back since.
I'm Courtney Lee, Melissa's younger sister. She's my best friend. We now live together. We cook, we like surfing, we share the dog.
When we moved down here, we joined the Life-Saving Club. A big part was you all go surfing afterwards. I'd competed as a Grom at all the Grom searches up until I was about 15 or 16, and then I'd stopped competing. It wasn't a fair playing field back then. I was against able-bodied people. I wanted to work for the RNLI. I was offered a job because my performance was at a high enough standard. I'd passed all the qualifications. I was a trainer assessor, and someone reported me to head office for not being able to see, and the job was taken away. At that point, I became a very unpleasant person to be around. My dad was training for an Ironman. He made me train with him to get rid of some anger, and said, well, we've never let your sight get in the way, and it's now in the way, so let's do something about it. And we got in touch with triathlon, and I entered a race. I came second in my first ever race, and that was it. Had a year of competing self-funded, and then I was put on program for the next 9 years.
When I was a teenager, Melissa started with the triathlon. I spent a lot of time taking photos of her racing. When Melissa's away, I can give her updates on the dog so that she does well whilst she's competing.
I think I've got something like 36 international medals and a bronze medal in Rio at the Paralympics. In 2017, I had a bad back injury with a prolapsed disc, so I had to have a year out of triathlon. I wasn't allowed to bike or run. But I was allowed to swim, and it turned out I was actually allowed to go surfing as long as it wasn't in big surf. Sadly, before Tokyo, my back ruptured again. I didn't know if I was ever going to be able to race again, and felt like I'd lost pretty much everything.
Our whole family was brought up on that water is a happy place. Whenever you're feeling down, you can go into the water and it just all floats away. And it's the most relaxing place you can be.
I had to put my physical and mental health above finishing my career off. So I just wanted to make friends and try and keep social to keep my mind occupied more than anything. Surfing is my happy place. I think it always has been. And it just needed a little bit of time away to just really come back and appreciate how much the water helps you.
And I used to work for the surf school, so I got her a job that she loves and she can walk to.
Hi, I'm Charlie. I live in Porthtowan. Melissa made these cool goggles that allow you to see what she sees. I went for a surf in these. I felt like I was floating the whole time, so I couldn't see the board. Or the only thing I could see was the board. I'd say Melissa's definitely one of the best up there. It's just really quality surfing when you actually see what she's looking through.
Some of my best friends are all from the surfing scene. Zoe is one of the people I went to Hawaii with. I've been surfing for years and years, and she's been surfing for 1 year. She got into it after her accident, and it's just people you wouldn't normally come into contact with. You then get the opportunity to.
Hi, I'm Zoe. We just really enjoy each other's company. We've got each other's backs. I just wanted to do something that wasn't a sport of mine before I lost my leg. She's a good friend, and I've worked closely with her throughout the year and have learned a lot.
You've got the best training venue at the Wave. I've been super lucky living in Cornwall that we generally have some of the nicest beaches in, I say the country, but we've got some of the better beaches in the world as well. I found that there was a local event for adaptive surfing.
I'm Matt Harwood. I work as Melissa's eyes, or her guide, as it's called in competition, for when she's surfing.
Okay, another climbing, we have our white surf. Big crack off the top, hits the lip, comes out, and then hangs on the inside. Now we've got a couple of dollars on the outside. It's white on our southern beach.
Melissa was my first person to work with a visual impairment. We met in 2017 and just formed a really good friendship and trust in each other. I basically try and help Melissa run her heats. I'll tell her where we're going to paddle out, who the best waves are, and try and select the best waves for her. It's really hard for Melissa in a heat because she wouldn't be able to see the information that's on the shore, like how long's left in a heat or what your priority is in a heat. So I try and make those calls for her. When she's paddling for a wave, I'll tell her that it's a left and it's 20 metres away, and I tell her to start paddling in which direction. And then I also have two calls. Yes, for her to go, and if I don't think she should go, or at the last minute I don't think it's safe, I just shout no.
Realising that there were opportunities to compete against people who were in the same division as you, who had similar disabilities, to find that's when I really decided that
I'm never going to be at the top of my game in triathlon again, but I can be at the top of my game in surfing.
I wanted to dominate at a world level.
The Wave has held the English Adaptive Surfing Contest, which is actually an international event the past couple of years, and I'll be heading there to compete and retain my English title. I will be in the visually impaired 1 division for partial vision. And again, I think at the English it will be a mixed gender, so you'll be competing against men and women. It's one of those sports where it really doesn't matter your age, your gender, your ability, your disability. Anyone can take part. And there's so many adaptations to the sport that it's not who can ride the shortest board in the biggest waves. You've got wheelchair athletes, you've got amputees, you've got visually impaired, you've got people with cerebral palsy, like you name it, you can surf.
Reid, once again, an incredible ambassador for both women surfing and adaptive surfing. He is a legend.
Sometimes it's quite scary because the decisions I make can have a massive influence on her success. And she's the surfer, she's the one who does the business and does all the work, and she earns those medals. There's a pressure that way because you don't really want to let anybody down, especially a good friend, and especially someone who's going for a world title.
Okay, you've got Melissa on the right, riding a dark surfboard, and it is going well under her feet. And then she comes through up into the lip. Multiple taps to the lip by Melissa, supported by Matt, her eyes behind.
She's lovely, she's so driven and professional in the way she approaches her surfing and sport. It's a pleasure to work with, actually, an honour.
Yellow, he makes it down into the shot. He holds on, here comes the speed section, he's going to speed up. Oh, and he gets clamped.
She goes. That was a really good wave.
You can surf, life's all good. She's won 3 world titles, ladies and gentlemen, but nothing compared to winning the English at the wave as many times as you have. Because not only is she our winner of our V2, she also is the highest woman. She's done the double. I am so impressed with your surfing. Today is the best I've ever seen you surf. Congratulations. Let's hear it for a finalist.
I was super stoked to win. Surfing brings so much joy and happiness in that community around it. It's just great.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the 2022 English Adaptive Championship. We love you all. We'll see you next time.
Ocean is probably the one place where I feel independent and free, as opposed to being on land where I become very dependent on other people. It's my happy place.